After slightly missing its production targets for 2021, Rivian has some very, very optimistic targets for this year. Now, they have announced that they have increased their production line capacity for the R1T to 200 vehicles per week. But that's a long way away from their claims of being able to build 200,000 vehicles in that factory per year. So is this actually possible? Are their claims realistic? And will it actually happen? Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans. I'm coming to you here from Melbourne, Australia. Welcome to the channel, you new subscribers. Great to have so many new subscribers on the channel. I hope you enjoy the content. Make sure you check out the 700 plus videos that we've created over the last 6 months. Insane. Now, welcome back to everyone else. Great to have you as well. Now, I'm sorry I haven't replied to all your emails. I just get too many of them and honestly just don't have the time. Now, I'm planning on at some point in the future hiring someone to be able to respond to all of the emails and give me the ones that are urgent, and also to try to respond. Give me more time to try and respond to some of your comments on YouTube. I do read a lot of them because honestly, some of you, I think, are some of the smartest people that I've been involved with, and it's really interesting to hear your insights and what you have to say. But I just don't have enough time at the moment to read all of them because there's literally thousands per day. So I'm sorry that I don't read and respond to them all, but I plan on being able to do so, well, trying to do so at least anyway at some point in the future. Now, Rivian, are they prioritizing one thing over another to the detriment of their company? I'm going to say that again. Are they prioritizing Jeff Bezos and Amazon over production of the R1T and the R1S to the detriment of their company? Are they not ramping up production fast enough? Personally, I love Rivian, the brand. The Rivian R1T is I think it's one of the top 3 greatest electric vehicles ever created. That's really saying something for me too, seeing as all the cars that I've looked at and reviewed over the years. That is me going out on a limb, risking criticism from you who may or may not like Rivian, but I'm just putting it out there. I think it is an incredible vehicle. The reviews that I've read, my dad loves it. He really wants to own one, but they're not going to be. Apparently they are coming to Australia at some point, but I don't see that happening for many years due to the current demand they have in the United States and Canada as well. Now, Rivian is ramping up production after slightly missing its target of 1,200 EVs in 2021. Now, according to Automotive News, unofficial sources, the company noted manufacturing issues as well as supply bottlenecks and COVID-19 outbreaks. Now, I just want to say, my goodness, the media has been so kind to Rivian. You know, there is very little criticism of Rivian. There's criticism of their stock price, but not of the company itself. If this had been Tesla that had have missed these targets, and I think the media would have jumped down their throats a lot more. Don't get me wrong though, I'm happy for that. I think the media's constant criticism in the news of different companies is exhausting, it's tiring, it's unnecessary, it's pointless. Now, this affected the launch and resulted in the production of 1,015 EVs, including R1T pickups, R1S SUVs, and the EDV van for Amazon, and 920 total customer deliveries. That was for 2021. Now, according to the article, this month, Rivian paused production for about a week to solve issues and is now able to continue to ramp up toward almost 200 delivery-ready units a week. So, 200 a week, I mean, what is that per month? What, like 800 and something, right? Now, per year, that's 10,400 vehicles. 10,400. I know the Rivian, the R1T and the R1S and the van, I know they're big vehicles. They take a lot more batteries than a small vehicle. But I still think that's not enough to survive. Unless they want to be bailed out or bought out by Amazon, it's not enough to survive. However, while Rivian's volume remains low, we've got to remember that the company has also a more difficult task than most typical automakers because it's launching 3 different vehicles simultaneously. Could that be a mistake? Potentially. Now, on the demand side, there is a big queue. Demand is what you need, right? So that's really a good thing. They have 71,000 pre-orders for the R1T and the R1S. I think it's probably more by now, by the time you're watching this video. Those are in the US and Canada. Now, if they opened up pre-orders globally, I think they'd be able to get quite a lot more as well. Those pre-orders were as of December the 15th, 2021. So we might be up to 80,000 plus by now. On top of that, Rivian has a contract for 100,000 electric vans for Amazon, including 10,000 this year. So that would theoretically mean that they're going to produce 10,000 R1S and R1T and 10,000 vans this year for a total delivery numbers of 20,000. However, Rivian's plant in Normal, Illinois is expected to be able to produce 200,000 EVs per year after an upgrade from the current potential level of up to 150,000 per year. Now, they are building a second plant for the ability to produce 400,000 vehicles per year, which will be located in Georgia. But unfortunately, production of that plant isn't due to start until 2024. Now, I don't know about you, but I am wondering why nobody is asking the question. Rivian's saying they can produce 10,000 vehicles per year currently at the current run rate, and that's after expanding their run rate. Well, currently they're in the process of expanding their run rate. So I'm just questioning how they're going to get from 10,000 this year to 200,000 next year. It seems a bit optimistic to go from 10,000 to 200,000 within the space of, 1 year or less. Is that realistic? Is that possible? Now, I hope it is. I want Rivian to succeed. They're a phenomenal auto company. And if there was something that I could do to help them succeed, it would be to tell them this: don't settle for plan B. I think they're sitting on the fence here a little bit. They don't want to risk losing their company, so they're being safe, playing it safe. They've got orders for 80,000 electric pickup trucks and SUVs and 100,000 vans. That's 180,000 vehicles, but they're only producing 200 vehicles per week, at least for the immediate future. That's what it looks like we're going to see at least for the next 6 months of this year. Can they survive based on that? Can they survive if they don't go all in? I think they need to throw all their chips in. Try to start this new factory in 2023. Try to build it, next year, or maybe even start this year. Just go all in. Do everything you can to not settle for a plan B, to not try and hedge your bets. I think for a car company to succeed in the 20th century, in the current climate, competing against China, competing against Tesla, competing against everyone that's in this very, very difficult market. It is very difficult. There's only been one company, really, technically, that hasn't been bailed out or gone bankrupt in the United States over the last 100 years. So how will Rivian get around that? Well, one thing that could happen, could play out, and I've talked about this before on the channel, potentially Jeff Bezos could say, yeah, you know what, guys, you're struggling for cash. We'll just give you a bit more. We'll give you a bit more. We'll give you a bit more. And eventually Rivian will be controlled by Amazon. That's the way I see things playing out. I see Ford selling their stock. Rivian's stock price has plummeted recently. I mean, they hit highs of $177 back on November the 16th, and now they're down to $54. So now it's worth less than 1/3 of what the stock was worth, only a couple of months ago. Now, how long is Ford going to stick that out? Well, I've postulated that I believe Ford are not planning on sticking it out. And that's why they're not building a pickup truck with Rivian, because they don't plan on holding onto their shares. I believe they'll sell their stock. And that's the key reason Ford announced that they are building a pickup truck with Volkswagen instead of with Rivian. And they initially planned on doing something with Rivian. They changed their minds. I believe that's because they want to sell out of their stock, because Rivian's stock price, even at $53, is still overvalued based on their production levels that are likely to happen over the next 5 years. That's the reality of the matter. So for Rivian to succeed, I believe they need to ramp up production much, much quicker. 200 per week is just nowhere near enough. Their ambition levels need to drastically change. I mean, let's be honest, guys. To be fair here, Rivian started this company 10 years ago. It's been around for 10 years. This is not a new company. They didn't just pop out of the blue like some Chinese electric car company that pops out of the blue overnight and then starts building electric cars within 12 months and then starts shipping out 10,000 a month, within the space of 1 to 2 years. That has happened in China. But we're talking about the United States here, where things don't happen as quickly. For Rivian to succeed and to not be owned by Amazon, they need to ramp up production and put all their chips on the table. Now, that's what I think, but let me know what you think in the comment section below. Am I being a bit negative here? Or am I being realistic? Am I being, I do love the company, don't get me wrong, but, what do you think is going to happen with Rivian? Do you think they'll go bankrupt? Do you think they'll still exist? Do you think that they'll produce 200,000 electric vehicles at their plant their current plant next year when they're only producing 200 a week right now, or in other words, they're on a run rate for 10,000 this year. Can they go from that to 200,000 in the space of less than 12 months? Do you think that's possible? Let me know what you think in the comments section below. And thanks again for watching the channel. It's been great to see you. Hope you've had an awesome year so far. You know what? It's going to be an amazing 2022. Let's have a great year, and I'll see you again on the next video. Bye-bye.